Hey guys, welcome back to the Bookworm Hermione, author and lover of good literature. So I told you guys in the previous video that I'm going back to the book that I started, I believe, back in January, and last time I actually wrote in it was in March. So it is the last day of July, so you pretty much guess how many months it's been since I last wrote in that book. So why did I stop writing it? Well, not because the story sucked, because I didn't like the characters, because I didn't like the situations. No, I got sidetracked with life. So, um, I'm going to write my 6 pages today, and then I'm going to go back to the original book, and I am going to be reading it over and seeing exactly where I stopped at. I actually have all of the chapters, not all the chapters, but some of the chapters written out in here, so that's not going to be the issue. I won't be like, oh my god, what do I write next? Sorry. So, I actually checked about how many words were supposed to be in a fantasy book, and I wrote that down on top. So when I get back into writing the book, I will see where I'm at, and then I will subtract it and all that stuff. Alright, so for people that may not know exactly what the book is titled, what it is about, I'm going to tell you what it's about in this video, and then I'm also going to be doing character bios, or like what my characters are about, but also in this video I'm also going to be I'm also going to be telling you about some of the different like jobs that are in there, and I will be covering a couple of scenes that are going to be in the book, though I'm not going to go into details what they're about, but just why I'm going to put them in the book and why they are vital to understanding more about this world in which you guys will be reading about, hopefully in 2026. 2026 is the year I'm hoping that The Shadow King does come out. I am been determined to finish the book and make sure that it's a nice thick book. So yeah, I'm also going to be I probably will be releasing it in hardback and not paperback, because hardback just looks like so much more nicer instead of paperback. Alright, so as most people know, the title of the book is called The Shadow King. It is going to be the first book in 3 books, so it's going to be a trilogy. And this is one of the huge reasons why the books are going to be thick, because I've got a lot of stuff I need to put into the book to help propel the story forward and get into the second book and on. Alright, so this is my first foray into the kind of fantasy that's definitely not in the Dragon Queen. This is a world that is very, very corrupted. The little person is not treated with any kind of dignity or respect or humanity or any of that type of stuff. It's the nobility that's benefited from what has happened that are the ones that are profiting off of the blood, sweat, and tears of the common man. Now, I will tell you right off the bat, there is slavery in this book. However, it is not based on skin color or race or ethnicity. It is based on social standing. So, it is quite very clear in this book, as you read it, that you are not going to be in a world where there is equality or rights or any of that type of stuff. And that always wasn't like that. The people that got disposed of or assassinated, they gave their people a bunch of rights. Like, they had free speech, they could come together and debate, different things like that. I really do not go into um, into it until the final book, um, when our main character will encounter someone who has managed to stay alive and remembers what it was like before the Shadow King was there. Um, we have our main character. I don't remember her name because it's been it's been months. But our main character, our main protagonist, is known as a dragon mage. Now, there's something about her. So in this world, dragon mages are outlawed. If you're born and you fit the conditions in which you will be able to do what you do, you are sent to this canyon to die. And generally the rule expands to both parents. Both parents. Why? Because both parents are responsible for the creation of the baby. And if it isn't, if they have siblings, they join them and they all die in the heat. And it has a very nasty nickname. This is where you go to execute an entire family very slowly. Very slowly. So in this world, our main protagonist has actually managed to hide for years. For years. And when she's finally discovered to be a dragon mage, she is sent with 1 day worth of water and enough food to do her for 1 day. Now, where did I get this from? Well, there used to be a group of women called the Vestal Virgins. And if they had broken their vows, they were buried alive with only enough food to do, I believe, 1 day. And they starved to death. That's the same idea that, she's going to starve to death. And then, of course, the vultures, which the vultures are the same in our world as in that world. So you have vultures. And what ends up happening is, instead of her dying, she is able to survive. And that is because she does have control over her abilities. And she learned that from someone who we'll find out who they are later on down the road. But I will tell you about this woman. She is the woman who helped to train mostly in the area of controlling her abilities and hiding what she was, and all that. So she's able to hunt. She's able to find more water, things like that. So she is able to survive because of those. But why not kill her right off the bat? Well, dragon mages are absolutely immune from any form of death. This is why they last longer. This is why they're feared. And this is also why they're hated. Now, there's other reasons why they're feared and hated. But yeah, we'll get into that in the bios, or somewhere in the bios. So what happens is she finds this dragon by the name of Lady Una. Lady Una is a very prejudiced dragon, and yes, in my book they talk. They do talk. They open their mouth, they talk, people can hear them. Anybody can understand what dragons are saying. It's not a magical ability that people have. It is an ability of they speak English that comes out of their mouth. Lady Una views this girl who is a dragon mage with absolute hatred because of one particular reason, and that is all of them who are ridden by nobility are all controlled by one dragon mage. And this dragon mage has managed to stay alive. Why? Well, he's got a special relationship with the king. Yes, the king is he's bisexual. But what he actually really is, he is a tyrant, he is a sadist, he is a sociopath, a psychopath, a man who orders wholesale genocide. He is not a very nice person. He is actually very, very evil. And I'm going to go into the bio of him as I progress in the story. But the dragon mage that controls dragons is also a sadist. He is a psychopath, a sociopath. He is a torturer. He is a rapist. He is all of those things. He is absolutely evil, and he also likes to do stuff to people while they're still alive, which I will not go into because you do not want to lose your lunch. So, as I said in my previous video, the first book is The Shadow King. The Shadow Queen is even worse than her husband, and all that. So, I will go into The Shadow Queen when I am busy writing that book. But it is not, this fantasy book is not for children. And I will pray and hope and pray that libraries do not put this book, this is adult fantasy. This is not for young adult people to read. This is basically what happens when rulers have total control over their subjects. So, so she's there, and she is going to have all these different types of experiences and everything. And one of the things that is done to her, which is done for her protection, and I will go into that in it, is removing a certain ability from her. That is what her teacher believes could be used against her, and I will go into that in that bio. But it is important to understand that this world is not for, there are people that are gay, they're straight, they're bi, there's different other types of people, but some of them are pure evil, and some of them just want to be left alone and live the life they want to live. It is the people that are evil that you have to really concern yourself with in this world. But anyways, I am going to end it there, and I will be going into a video about the dragons and about how these nobility people can control them, which I will tell you, little spoiler, they don't actually control them. They don't. They're just given permission to write them. So yes, and I will also be in a video. I will be talking about the Border Patrol from Hell, the Border Patrol from Hell, which the five men that our main character will encounter, will be talking about them to her, so she kind of gets an idea of like, hey, if you want to go somewhere else, you might. All right. So I will end it there.